All right, so we have the second biggest trade of the year of 2023. So we have the big piece, one of the big ones on everyone's trading block was Vladimir Tarasenko. He is going to the New York Rangers along with defenseman Nico Mikola. That's funny. Anyways, and St. Louis Blues in return for that are getting forward Sammy Blais, as you can see, Hunter Skinner, a 2023 first round pick conditional, and a 2024 fourth round pick conditional. And we'll go break down those conditionals throughout the video. But let's jump into the big piece of this, the one that everyone's talking about, and the people who, in my opinion, are going to get the best deal out of this because that's gonna make them go further in the playoffs. So you have Vladimir Tarasenko. So let's jump over to his stats right here. So so far he's only played 38 games so far. About the 50 games is what have been played so far. We've got 10 goals, 19 assists for 29 points. So that is a good I would say good enough, right? I mean, that's a pretty good player. We know the type of player he is, and the biggest thing is that this guy is a big asset in the playoffs. We know that he does very well in the playoffs. Actually, if we can pull, I don't have the stats up right now, but based on, actually, you can see right here. So you can see right in this category here, you have the playoffs right here. So you can see the way that he performs in the playoffs. Moving me out of the way. You can see that he's got 11 goals right here in the 2019, where he performed. He had 26 games played, 11 goals, 6 assists for 17 points. That was the time that this St. Louis Blues won the Stanley Cup. Tarasenko winning the Stanley Cup with them. You can see he puts up points. Look, even last year, 12 games, 6 goals, 3 assists, 9 points. So when they play well, they go far, right? They do well. So that's the reason you acquire and in my opinion, a rental player like this. You are getting a player that you want to perform in the playoffs, so that you can go further. So this is one of the big pieces. It's really exciting. And the thing is that Vladimir Tarasenko, if we go over his cap friendly page, he was set to be a UFA as it is, and he had a no trade clause, so he had to be no trade clause, so you couldn't trade him without his permission and everything. So this ended up being a deal. So the thing is that some people were mad that the Blues didn't get as much of a package for him as they thought it was. But the thing is, Tarasenko had a little bit more control over it. Now the thing is the Blues are going to be retaining 50% of his salary. So you can scroll up here, go to Tarasenko right here, Vladimir Tarasenko. His cap hit is only 3.75 for the Rangers because the Blues are retaining half. Again, he is a UFA, so maybe he wants to go sign with New York afterwards as well. But either way, when it comes around to the free agency day, he gets to go wherever he chooses he wants to go. So we'll jump over to the next piece. We're talking about not only is Vladimir Tarasenko is a big piece they're getting, New York Rangers are also getting a UFA. A UFA, by the way, is a free agent, unrestricted free agent. So if we go over to Nico Mikola, he's on a 1-year contract right now. With the St. Louis Blues, $1.9 million. So he, by the way, he's still young. So he's 26. Yep, 26 years old. And the thing is, the reason you bring on Nico Mikola onto your team is not for points. No, sir, and or ma'am. Look at right here. You can see right here, 21-22. 54 games, 55 penalty minutes, right? Had some production, nothing crazy. Again, in playoffs, some production, nothing crazy. And look at this year, 50 goals and 50 games played, 3 assists, and mostly penalty minutes. So you're getting this guy, by the way, he is 6'4", right? 209 pounds, so he's a big dude. So that's the reason you want to pick up a guy like this for when you're working against those tough teams. Maybe they go up against the Bruins. They go up against in the Eastern Conference Finals. Carolina, they see someone that's a big body guy, and that's what Nico Mikola is going to be doing for them. So we jump over, and so just to top off with the reason that I want to go over this before we move on to the St. Louis Blues is that you can see is with cap friendly, the projected cap space right here, $94,000, which means that they will probably this is probably their biggest move unless they plan on moving another guy out on their roster. Right, so you're looking at their roster. There's some UFAs they just picked up Vladimir Tarasenko right here. So really, you want to look at what UFAs they're going to be getting rid of, that maybe they want to move on from, or any contracts they want to dump for further. But you can see, and they just picked up Nico Mikola. The only UFAs they really have going that are of any are actually the ones they picked up, which is good because they are a very young team. The New York Rangers are going to be very good for a very long time. So I'm really excited about them. I think they're going to be they're going to be good, honestly. So let's jump over. So we're going to go over to where the St. Louis Blues received. So by the way, this is St. Louis Blues have been teetering. I think they're like right below the 500 mark at this point, and so which means if they're below 500, it means they're not in a playoff position, and it's not very likely they're going to be in a playoff position. And they also have quite a few injuries as well with Ryan O'Reilly, the captain, being out. We knew Vladimir Tarasenko wanted a trade. So there's a little bit of this can be seen more as a retool year, which is why they're making a move like this. And I think they're really excited about it because they actually. So we're gonna jump into the Sandy Playhouse right here. This is another reason to be pretty excited about it. So Sandy Playhouse actually, if you can see, did play with the St. Louis Blues for a while. He did get sent over to the New York Rangers in the Buchnevich right here. Buchnevich trade here. So the Rangers sent Pavel Buchnevich to the Blues, and then the Rangers picked up Sandy Playhouse in a second round pick. From what I've heard, is he just didn't really fit in with their systems. As you can see right here, when he came there, he was about let's see, four assists. You know, so it's some okay penalty minutes in there, right? But as you can see this year, 40 games. 5 points, and really I see it more as a cap dump. And the thing is that the Sandy Playhouse is going to be a UFA. I think he had such a long time with the Blues. I think that maybe he wants to go and sign another contract there. If we can go over to his contract right now, you can see he just signed a 1-year contract with the Rangers at that point, right? You can see here's him being with the Blues for such a long time. So I think maybe it gives him a lot of options. He gets to be a UFA status right here, like I said, unrestricted free agents, so he can just go and play with whoever he wants. So next piece is a prospect in Hunter Skinner. So he drafted in 4th round, 112th overall in the 2019 draft. So a 4th round pick. Oh, by the way, Wyandotte. Hey, look at that. That's actually around not where I live, but I've done some work in Wyandotte before, actually, with my brother as well. So again, this is just a prospect here. Was playing mostly in the ACHL. Did play a little bit in the AHL this year. 2 assists in 8 games. So he's an okay player. You know, I think it's just more of a throw-in prospect, which would be he could work out. By the way, it's more difficult for 4th rounders to make the league, right? So you're also just kind of waiting this kid out, seeing where he's at and everything. I mean, he's young still. 21 years old. If you go over to his cap friendly real quick, we can jump over here. I believe he is an RFA after this. Oh, look at that. So they have, so the Blues will now have him for the rest of this year and next year, and he'll still be under RFA status. RFA is restricted free agents, which means the team has more control of whether they want to sign the player or not. If they decide not to, they can let him go, and he can be a free agent. But if they want to keep him, great. Then they have that option, and there's a little more. They get to have those communications with the player so that they can get a deal done with that player for that team, which is why they draft and players and much why you have these guys under the restricted free agent status for as long as you can. So again, if he pans out, great. If not, he's probably a good depth piece or AHL piece. So so we have the 2 picks right here: the 4th round pick in 2024 and the 1st round pick in the 2023. So I'm going to knock out the 2024 4th round pick because it's a little more quick. With the 4th round pick, so the stipulation is that the St. Louis Blues will receive a 4th round pick if the New York does make the playoffs this year in 2023, then the the 4th-round pick will be changed to a 3rd-round draft pick. Again, there you don't go out and get a piece like Vladimir Tarasenko unless you're trying to make the playoffs and you're sending all these. You're sending out a player, a roster player in the playoffs. You're sending a prospect. You're sending a first. Like your plan is to make playoffs. It's a silly pick. But that's the deal, I guess. So and then now the 1st-round pick is so with the 1st-round pick, the New York Rangers. Let's jump back to the cap friendly pages so you can see they actually have two 1st-round picks for 2023. They have their 1st round, and they have Dallas's. So the reason they have these 2 1st-round picks is they have their own, right, and they got Dallas's in the Nils Lundqvist trade. You can see right here he got traded over here. Now there is a condition in that clause. So let's start with the condition on the 2023 picks. So if they so when the draft comes around, whichever pick is lower. So let's say the New York Rangers is 12th pick, and let's go. New York is the 20th pick, and Dallas is the 24th pick. Then St. Louis Blues will get the lower of that pick. Let me jump over screens. They would get the lower of that pick, and so it could be vice versa, right? Let's say Dallas is the 20th, and St. Louis Blues in the New York Rangers is 24th. The Blues are going to get that lower pick. Now the condition, if they end up getting the Dallas pick, if the one condition is that if Dallas's pick is a top 10 pick, then that pick goes to an unprotected 2024 pick. Now, it doesn't look like that Dallas is going to be on a top 10 pick because they're doing very well, and I think they're 2nd in their division right now. So there's most likely they're going to be making the playoffs. Now, that would be a dramatic fall for Dallas, but we'll see. So that's the idea of what the trade is with everything. So and I think that's everything. Thanks to NHL for posting this. It was a really nice graphic and it really helped. So anyways, if you have any questions, let me know. And I'll talk to you soon, and love you. Bye.